Hi. Okay, cool. Thank you for having me. My name is Jun Axup. I'm Scientific Director and Partner at IndieBio. We are a startup accelerator focused in biotech located in downtown San Francisco. And so we focus on anything related to biotech, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about cellular agriculture and then also in various types of agriculture that we invest in. So at its core, IndieBio enables scientists to become entrepreneurs and build radically transformative companies. We do this through a 4-month accelerator program where we give companies mentorship, lab spaces, molecular biology, and cell biology labs, $250K in funding in exchange for equity. And we see biology as the next big technology that can be applied to all areas of society, including what we traditionally think as biotech, therapeutics, diagnostics, medical devices, all the way into future food, agriculture, consumer biotech, neurotech, computational biotech, and industrial applications. And so we've been around for about 4.5 years, and we've invested in 116 companies. They have raised $280 million to date with an enterprise value of $1.3 billion. And some of the more iconic companies that spin out of our accelerator include the first lab-grown meat company, Memphis Meat. So they take a stem cell biopsy of an organism and grow it in a petri dish as a future food source, both to secure our food supply and also to have less impact on the environment. There's The Notco, which is a plant-based dairy company starting with this mayo product. And they use a powerful AI engine in the background to figure out and build these prototypes very rapidly. Prime Roots is a company that's making meat alternatives, such as this bacon, also various types of seafoods, pork, chicken, and it's made out of fungi. So using the fungi itself as the similar type of texture for plant muscle cells to recreate these types of meats. Endless West is one that is making whiskey from molecules. So there's no fermentation, no barrel aging required. They actually profiled what the molecules in a whiskey all are, bought those off the shelf and mixed them together. So they are actually on sale now with this product Glyph, which is the first whiskey that is completely molecularly composed. And then also we have worked with a lot of agriculture companies, one of which is BeeFlow, which focuses on bees. So it actually provides a supplement to bees, boosting their immune system, allowing them to pollinate more, as well as protecting them from the virus that's causing colony collapse. So today I want to talk more about some of the future trends that we're seeing. These companies we've been incubating for the last couple of years. I want to talk about some of the more newer companies and where the trends are going in the biotech space that we're seeing. So first of all, as with the last talk, the microbiome and soil microbiome is really interesting. But let's talk about the health benefits of the microbiome and the gut microbiome within yourself. So a company called SugarLogics is using yeast to produce a certain type of sugar, and this sugar is naturally found in human breast milk. And it's phenomenal to understand that human breast milk actually creates certain types of molecules that doesn't feed the baby, but actually colonizes a good microbiome in the baby. So it feeds bifidobacteria, one of the positive microbiomes. And that reinforces how infant nutrition is so important and how it's very tied biologically to the mother. And these are components that are oftentimes missing in infant formula. So this company is making that sugar molecule and adding it to infant formula to make it healthier. But also in the future, this component could be a prebiotic that could potentially be added to adult foods as well. So this is an example of a good sugar, but of course, as we know in our diets, that there's a lot of bad sugars as well. One company called BioLumin is creating a cellulose-type matrix that once you ingest it in the form of a pill, so this is kind of like a skinny pill, where it actually will expand in your stomach and trap in sugars. And so this way you're converting highly processed sugars and other types of nutrients into something more digestible that's more friendly to your microbiome and eliminating that. So this could be a really interesting way to help treat help with diabetics to really lower that glycemic index and not have that peak spike right after meals. And then another area that we're thinking about that is lesser that we probably don't think as much about when we're talking about foods is colorants. Colorants are used in all of our foods, but the majority of colorants are made from petroleum products, or if they're extracted from bugs, which can also cause other kinds of immune responses too. So this company, Microma, is making colorants from fungi. So they have extracted colors naturally from fungi that are generally considered as safe, and they're making them so that you can extract them out of the cells and then add them into food-safe products. And so a lot of the types of cellular agriculture that we've been focused on have been in genetically engineering E. coli, yeast, maybe engineering cells itself. But one company is now using this type of technology with plant cells. So they are making stem cells out of plant cells and especially honing into the cells that create valuable products. And so this is an avenue to really decrease the cost of water, inputs, human labor, and of course, as we know with global warming, the amount of arable land is decreasing, and with global warming rising temperatures, that also affects the way plants are grown. So this is another way to produce not only food products, but also industrial products from plants in all kinds of industries. So speaking of global warming, that is something very pressing on everyone's mind. How are we going to secure all these plants and make them flourish and grow? Agrasea is trying to make rice grow in the ocean. As you know, as with global warming, with the decrease of arable land, rice paddies might be difficult to grow in. But actually, did you know that rice paddies actually is a huge contributor to methane emissions? Because in these paddies, it really causes the flourishment of methanotropic bacteria. So what this company is doing is they're genetically modifying the rice to be able to grow in the ocean, so not only to give us additional space for growing rice, but also because they won't be in these paddy-type environments, it's not going to harness the type of bacteria, and so you're actually going to reduce the methane emissions from rice cultivation. And then, as we were talking about the microbiome previously, another company called 11 Biomics is harnessing the microbiome to overcome plant diseases. This, of course, is cannabis, being a very high-value crop, and cannabis is very ridden with something called powdery mildew. It's a type of fungus that grows on the leaves, and because cannabis is grown in closed quarters and greenhouses, having a bloom of powdery mildew can affect your entire crop yield. So what this company did is they found a bunch of soil microbiome, both microbes and fungi, and they've made a concoction where they can now spray these plants that are already infected with powdery mildew, and they've shown within days that they were able to clear the powdery mildew. And furthermore, they can use this prophylactically. So you can spray it and then challenge it with powdery mildew, and those plants never develop powdery mildew. And of course, this technology can be applied to all kinds of other plants, but starting with cannabis, since it's a very high-value crop. And then lastly, along the side of diseases, diseases in our livestock is very important. And of course, the overuse of antibiotics in livestock is not only affecting the livestock itself and rise of antibiotic resistance, but also it's affecting human health as well. So Pando is trying to eliminate the use of antibiotics. It's actually, US government has not regulated against the use of antibiotics, but there's not a lot of good solutions out there. So that Pando is taking engineered yeast to produce certain types of enzymes that then chop up the bacteria. And so not only will it protect these animals from disease, but also help and increase their growth as well, which is desirable in the livestock industry. So these were really quick snapshots of just 7 of our companies. We have many, many more. We have a demo day every 6 months. Our next one is going to be at the end of January, where we present at the Herbst Theater in San Francisco. So I welcome you all to attend. You can email me for more information or talk to me after this talk about some of our companies. And I welcome you to visit us in downtown San Francisco as well. Thank you.